Hello, this is AlexxCatastrophi, and I am in Asylum Sanctorium hard mode on a Warden healer this time, not my usual Templar. I'm with my guild, Poison and Herbs, and I'm excited that I saved this clip. I try to save all my, firsts, and so this will be my Warden's really first big trial. I don't really use her much, but anyways, this is a beginner or learning trial for me and for you, because this is my third time, I think, doing it as a back kiter or group kiter, and I've already learned lots of things, what to do and what not to do, and I'm going to point those out here in this video, so hopefully it will help you also. I am wearing Spell Power Cure and Hollow Fang with Symphony of Blades, and I think my health is like around 2400, maybe a little higher, like 24.5. My magic, my memory's bad. I'm thinking it was only around like 33 or 34. And my recovery, I think at either 2000 or 2200, depending on what move I had on. I switched a few. So it just wasn't quite high enough for the purging and stuff. The 22 was better, a big noticeable difference. But I overcast a lot probably, especially for the Spell Power Cure. As for skills, I have the classic Warden healer skills. The most important tier for the back kiter is the Fetcher Flies, or whatever they're called, to debuff everything, and the protectors. And I chose the Harness Magicka shield instead of the wings. I would have loved to have had the wings for the speed to get in the back quicker, out of the way quicker. But because of the recovery and the jumps and everything, the health, it was just too hard not to have my shield. So I chose the shield. But that flex spot you can pick, like your Betty or the Deceptive Predator or the Harness Magic, A good place to start is learning the arena that you'll be playing in. So I'm going to show you here in Asylum Sanctorium. The back kiter will go to this area over here. I don't have my staff on. I took it off and gave it to my other character. I'm just going to punch everything. And that's the front kiter's area there. So we're going to go left. And if you notice on the floor, there's these squares around the areas. And there's the big circles in the back here. They call them nipples because they look like them. And these are where the protectors will come out of and head over to one of these little squares here. The protectors will sit on one of these squares, and it's random each time. So as our job as a kiter, either front or back, we need to call out protectors. And I found out, I didn't know when I was a front kiter, I had not back kited before, so I didn't realize that it's very hard to see the protectors that come out. Because see, the protectors will come out on my side here and go forward like this, or they'll come out over here on the front kite side out of these. And if they come out over here and go like to one of this square right here really close, or this one right here, then the back kiter most likely won't see it, or won't see it in time to call it out, because there's so much distance between. It doesn't highlight the protector. So that's why it's important for the front kiter to call out the ones that they see coming out of their side. Say like entrance, or you say exit if it's on exit, or you say middle if it's in the middle. And then the back kiter needs to do the same for theirs coming out when they see them, and call them out as soon as you can, because it's important to get those protectors down quickly. And so the arena space you play in is from that light to this light. You pretend like there's a line here, and from all the way to the left, this is your area right here. From here to the light line, this is where you play and dance and run. This is where you're supposed to catch the Felms jumps. He's going to jump twice, and the best place is between these two nipples. So if you're standing here, anywhere in here, you're good. You don't want to try to catch him past this metal nipple here in this area. You'll see in my video I catch him here a lot because I'm always up here doing stuff and just not in the right position. So he's jumping here, and this is not a good place for him to jump. because the kiters, when they kite, the DPS, when they kite, they'll be in this area here and they'll get into that stuff. So you need to take them back further here. If you stand ready, if you know he's going to jump, stand here and you shield up and you just, you know, dodge roll or run out of the way, and then you catch this next one right next to it as you can, as close as possible, or you can go in it even and real quick if you know he's about to jump. And then you have the rest of the area for your kiting and to move around. So since you have to hang out in the back a lot, you're not going to be able to heal the group as much as you might want to or feel you need to, because your main job is to catch the Felms jumps and to keep them out of the group. Now your moves can reach far. I like to put a springs down on one side and then the mushrooms down on another side of the group. When you have gotten your Felms jumps, or 2 Felms jumps, and you know you're done back here, that's when you should run up to the front to this square here. I don't want to get too close and trigger Olms, but that square in the middle, you run up to it and you drop your blood altar over there in that square area so it hits the group, and that's what's going to keep up spell power cure for your group. And also while you're up here, you run up here, you do your that thing, I don't play Warden a lot, that icy fortress thing, whatever, and you do your war horn, and then you have time to get back, you know, as you go, do your moves to keep them up, and then you get ready for your kites again. It's kind of like just a routine, you know, you come back, get the jumps, go forward, get the group buffs and stuff, run back and get ready again. It is hard to know when Felms is going to jump, so you have to rely on your tanks and listen for the call-outs of Felm is up, Felms is going to jump, and be ready. When he does have his 2 jumps on the ground, the big circles, you can tell when he's going to jump again because the first circle will fade away, and that's your cue to get towards the back and get ready, because as soon as the second circle that he leaves goes away, disappears, he's going to jump again. Sometimes he jumps before the circle even kind of leaves, so if you see that first big circle fade away, you got to keep your eye on the ground and then get back in position and ready, and keep your ear out for the call outs of Felms being up or down. I have very good advice from my healing partner, his name's Rebel. Watch out for the Olms jumps. He will jump on you and squish you, so make sure you keep your eye out for those percentages also. One more thing that I did notice, I thought that the back kite, you know, me, when I was a front kiter, I thought the back kiter was supposed to debuff Olms, and I thought they were doing the protectors that came out on, you know, the front kite side, the far square. But again, it doesn't reach, like the reaches is not there. As a back kiter, I found that I rarely had the chance to put LE drain on Olms. It's only in between when you run up here real quick can you get Olms and the far protectors that come out on these squares here with LE drain or flies. So as a front kiter, I think it's important to make sure that you are LE draining Olms and the protectors close to you. As a back kiter, it needs to make sure to always keep it up on the 2 mini bosses and all the protectors that they can reach. And Olms, the flies, if you get up to there to the middle and you can put something on Olms, choose the flies over the LE drain, because the front kiter will have LE drain, hopefully. I'm going to start with my bad examples here. This is a kite phase ending in the Felms jump. I was not ready, I was not paying attention, and I caught the Felms jump right there in the middle where you're not supposed to have it. Oops. And so I catch a second one more towards the back. But here, instead of fixing my problem and watching for them to fade, I was just, you know, sometimes I get really nervous and just don't concentrate. As you see, the first circle there fades, and so now I only have a second jump, and I should be ready in the back for that second one to fade right there, but I wasn't again. I was more towards the lights. So I caught the second one in the back. They just had their kite phase again. You gotta be careful with the kite phase because a lot of times you get crowded up in there and you want to give them some extra heals and a purge. And then you can see that second jump there on the side. It just faded, so I go towards the back. and then that jump fades, and then here he goes again. So that's jump 1, jump 2, and then you can go to the front and lay down your stuff, like your altar, your ice fortress, your war horn, do your buffs on stuff. And then see, you just keep your eye out behind you for the circles to fade. The first one faded, the second one faded. I should have been towards the back. I wasn't. See, that's where I'm going wrong. I'm not prepared enough to catch the jumps in the back like I should. Things you need to watch out for is when Lothus does his poison cone, like right there, you need to try, if you can, to give some extra heals onto the DPS who has it on them. And when you get to the end, to the execution phase, it will have the fire coming out on the ground. Right there you'll see. That will need purged from you and the group. And you will also, a lot of times, will get double, triple, quadruple mechanics when the fire goes out. That's why I like to have that shield I was talking about. And like I said, make sure you have a purge for that. I hope this video has helped you. I'm going to also make one on front kiting because it's my favorite and I'm better at it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and good luck with your vet Asylum Sanctorium runs.